And we're live, Todd.
We are live.
Nobody's on though because I haven't figured out the waiting screen and turning it on and leaving that waiting screen on. It's got to be number one on my list to figure out. Hey, sorry for the delay if anyone's there.
Delay.
Computer problems. But we're back.
It's been a while.
2-week break. Nobody's on, so there's not really any point in necessarily talking right now, Todd.
Oh, let's just not. I don't want to talk to you anyways. Want me to share my screen, Sean?
Sure, go ahead. I gotta turn on all my stuff since I had to reboot the computer. Hey, we might have some viewers now. How's everything going? Whoever's viewing out there. Todd, I can hear my, sounds like I'm a deep baritone. Hey, Annie, how are you? All right, hold on. Let's get this working. All right, there we go. Annie, suffering in internship apps. What does that mean? You're filling them out? Summer's almost over. What are you trying to do internships for? Hey, Sydney, how are you? And we are good. Todd, how are you? Are you good?
Oh man, I'm better than good. I'm
There you go.
fantastic.
Sydney and Annie, are you ready for school to start? Just about one month from today.
Oh, don't say that, Sean.
Hey, I'm glad that it's the 23rd. I was thinking it was like the 11th or the 18th or something like that. You're taking summer classes? So are you not in school, Annie? Did you graduate? Okay, I get it. An internship on top of classes.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah, it'll be nice to see people in the building. Are you working today, Annie? Who else is out there besides Annie and Sydney? Somebody's out there. Somebody's watching.
Nobody.
Just those two. Silent. People who are silent. They refuse to talk. So Todd and I were off for 2 weeks, pretty much, which was nice. Not gonna lie, Todd. It's
You liked it?
not too bad.
And you're off again next week.
Yeah, most likely I'll be gone. I'll be gone next week. Unless something weird happens. All right, Todd. I can't decide if it's decent or not. I don't know if it's too slow. Can you see this flap? It might be fine.
I think it's fine.
I didn't clean up any of the drawings, but I don't think it needs a ton of cleanup.
Uh-uh.
I just can't decide if it needs to go faster. I might leave this one alone, and then on one of the other ones, rather than necessarily copying it, I'll just speed it up.
Yeah.
So this one is a little bit of a bigger one. I can do another one that's smaller and faster.
You know, I wonder if you take the wing on the on that drawing right there.
Yeah.
I wonder if you move it up a little bit as the default position. See how it's like right now center of his body?
Uh-huh.
And I wonder if it sits up just a little bit higher, like there. Yeah, like that. Because then when he starts to flap, I think it's less jarring to go from like the middle of the body all the way up.
Yep. Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely a pop. So I was gonna have to figure out some kind of a transition to go. Like right now, it goes from, this really ugly drawing right here, which I haven't cleaned up, so don't judge me on that one, to popping.
Oh my gosh, Sean.
To popping like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus when you start, it's from here, and then it just pops right into that. So yeah, it'll look better if I just scoot it.
Well, and the other thing you could try doing, let's see, can you go back to the
Main?
just the main?
Yeah.
Because it goes up. The other thing I was going to say is you could try that's where it was initially, right?
Yeah, this is the original. You want me to go to the where I
where
moved
was
it?
the other one where you moved it up a little bit?
There.
Or just move it up a little bit.
I did. You just are on a delay.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Delay.
And what does it look like if it starts there?
Let
Or
me.
do you have to like?
No. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, it changed the overall position, so I'm gonna have to fix that in the.
Okay. I think that could be interesting. If it just starts from there.
Okay, I'll do that.
The thing I was looking at too is like, yes. So when you play the animation, is it going to this frame right there, or is it only showing the other three?
Go into what frame?
This one that you have up right now.
It has that one in there at the beginning and at the end. It doesn't actually go to it during the flap.
Okay.
So it's just the beginning and end.
Okay. Yeah, I think if there's a way to kind of, because I like how the wing is almost at the very top of his body there.
Yeah.
And then when it sinks down to the mid, then that makes that look kind of weird.
Yeah, and there's definitely a pop. I don't know if it's super necessary to worry about the pop, but if I can fix it real quick by just sliding it up, then I think that'll be fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think the wing looked pretty good where you had it before, even when you rotate a little bit and put it up. I think it looked fine sitting there just as a design thing, so it doesn't matter. But
yeah,
I think the flap itself looks good.
Let me try this. If I can set a key there. All right. Yeah, I think that's better. I just keyed it, and certainly from the start it looks better. It's not quite as jarring.
Yeah.
When it ends as well. So yeah, that's easy to fix.
Cool.
And I can clean up those wings fairly easily, so it shouldn't be too bad.
And you're gonna double it up, is that right?
Double what?
A wing on the backside. You're just gonna do the front wing.
I was just gonna do the front. I mean,
That's fine.
I can do it.
I don't know that it needs it. I just wasn't sure what your plan was.
No, I was just gonna leave it as one wing.
Nice.
Need some music, Todd?
I'm good with whatever.
So quiet.
If you were
Hey Todd, how long did those Prismacolor markers last? They normally last a while.
Depends on what you're using them on.
What would? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What would cause them to not last a long time?
Using them on standard, like,
Regular paper?
yeah,
What does it do? Why does that?
because they are made to be used on like marker paper, which it has a different quality to it, so it doesn't absorb as much of the ink. They're basically two different sides to a piece of marker paper.
Yeah.
One side accepts the ink better than the other, but normal paper, like copier paper or whatever, it is like drier, right? Or it doesn't have like there's like a coating, like a layering on marker paper, so it accepts only so much marker, and then
Yeah.
it becomes like saturated.
Yes.
Where like normal paper just wicks all the stuff right out of it. So if you're using it a lot, I mean, it depends on how much you're using, how big it is, but in some cases you may only get, a couple of decent sized images out of them before it just sucks it dry.
Oh wow. So I've been doing those little studies, like 3x5.
Yep.
And it's only one of them. But I don't know, maybe I'm using it more than the others. It's like, I don't know how many. Hold on, let me see how many I have. I mean, I've done a fair number. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got like 10 or 11 in this notebook, and then I probably did like 10 or 11 in a regular drawing pad.
Yep.
But it's pretty weak now.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
All right.
It usually depends on the quality of the drawing too. Like the better the drawing, the more marker. If it knows it's a poor drawing that you're putting out, it's going to use more ink.
It tries to kill itself. It's like, I got to stop this.
Yeah, it basically says, "Put me out of my misery."
It's like, I'm drying up. It tries to kick the cap off when I'm not using it.
Most people don't know that, but that's pretty scientifically proven.
Okay, I'll have to pay attention more at night to see when it kicks the cap off to dry out.
Yes, you should definitely pay attention at night.
Is there a difference between these and like a Copic? Are they used for the same thing?
I mean, yeah, they're pretty much the same. A lot of people will tell you that the Prismacolor markers aren't that great for marker rendering type stuff. Like a lot of people use the Copic or whatever it is, Copic or Copic, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're more. I think those are more expensive though. And I don't know if it's a matter of them blending or not, but yeah, everyone has their preference. I've always used the Prismacolor stuff simply because that's what I started using, and I just got stuck on it and kind of knew how to use them. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it's more expensive, it has to be better though, because that's just the way things work.
Well,
right?
that's the way everything works.
Yeah. Hey, Israel, how are you? Horizontally instead of vertically. I do that. Annie, I keep them in the box, and then I just lay the box down. So I have kept them in that. And again, they're all. I've been using these for like two weeks straight, and almost every day. So maybe that's normal. I've never used them before. Like I've never tried to use them. So I'm new. Todd is not. Todd's used them a lot. Todd, did I tell you I'm taking a class?
You're taking a class?
Yeah.
Oh, you told me about painting class, right?
Yes. So I was doing all my studies in marker.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. I like it. It's fast. Like I really like how fast you can do it.
What, the markers?
Yes.
Oh, I think they're awesome. I used to do some really cool, fun stuff with them way back in the day, like full render. Well, you saw some of the stuff I used to do,
Yeah.
but like lighting stuff and like everything else, you can do a lot with them.
It helps to figure out. I don't know if you can see. There you go. I put up a whatever. I don't know if you'll be able to see that.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's nice.
There it goes. But it really helps to figure out your values, and then work off of that. So I was doing these before I did started painting in gouache. But what was nice is after I've kind of figured it out over here, then it almost, I mean, it's not a paint by number, but almost, because since I was just doing a black and white. Annie, what class? I'm taking Justin Donaldson, his landscape painting class. So it's pretty interesting right now. Yeah, we just started week 3. I think it's 8 weeks or so. Though my last week was really bad because I didn't get everything turned in, which is par for the course. Todd knows. Start strong, and then I fade. But I have an excuse. My wife was out of town, so it was very difficult to get things done with 3 little kids. But I'm back. I'm back this week.
He's back to let you know. Really shit. What's that song? No.
I don't know.
It's Do You Love Me or whatever the song is. Well, never mind. Not even worth going into.
Yeah, and he's an interesting painter. I don't know if you've seen his stuff on Instagram. He's I feel like there's a group of people, like there's like 20 of them on Instagram that all kind of do things together. I don't know if you've heard of Tiffany Mang, I think her name is. She's done some things with Justin before. Anyways, he does like his stuff is very reminiscent of like anime background sometimes. Like it has that kind of Japanese feel a lot of times. Not like fully, but it does have that feel. However, not all of his stuff has that, and he seems to be pretty talented. I mean, when I look at his stuff, I mean, it looks pretty good. So I'm trying it out. I don't necessarily want to paint like him, but sometimes it's nice to see how they approach it, and then it's always nice to have a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Accountability. That's what.
Sorry.
What were you gonna say?
On.
Anyway, there's his name right there. Is there a group? Not that I'm aware of, Sydney. However, I have thought about when the weather gets cooler. I have thought about doing that around school a little bit, around the campus. So if there are other people who are interested, I'm try to paint every day. I don't always get it. I haven't been posting anything to Instagram. If there's anybody who follows that, that doesn't mean that I haven't been doing it. I just it takes work to, you know, post that stuff up, and sometimes I don't want to do it. Yes, you're right. There used to be a drawing club. But I would be all over getting that going again, because I think it would be fun. Yeah, Annie's right. There were some of those things going around. There's always some kind of competition, or some kind of like, I feel like there's always something going on. Even if it's not directly at our school. But if there were a group at the school that was doing it, you know, we could at least use that as something to do, like, hey, we'll participate in this little challenge or whatever. That would be fun.
Oh, good grief, that's so ugly. Oh,
What are you doing? Drawing an arm?
I'm trying to draw a hand. Alright, we're totally gonna cheat this.
All right, Todd, I'm gonna do a little test animation here. Just a little flap cycle of him moving around and legs moving and
Cool. Go for it.
So Sydney and Annie, do you so the one thing that I would always like get out and do you, I guess, digital or traditional? This would be the main question. Cuz I don't really do digital. I'm not great at it. I mean, I'm not great at the traditional either, but I'm at least more comfortable. All right, so traditional. Yes, you spelled it right. You spelled gouache right. Can take more setup. That's why you got to be efficient. I've got, where are we here? There we are. I've got my stuff set up in this, so I don't have to, I can just use this as a paint holder, and then I just have a little thing for a palette, just like basically a white piece of plastic somewhere down there in my bag. So it's pretty fast. Pretty fast to get set up usually. You can get this thing for, it's not much. It's a makeup holder. Get it on Amazon. However, you can do something even more simple that I have seen. There's a guy. Let me see if I think that's his Instagram handle. He's a great painter, like really great. But he does a really interesting thing. He has a in whatever setup he's going to use, he actually has just like a tin. It's like just a metal tin. It's not tall, pretty shallow, and he uses that as his mixing palette. He ordered it. If you look through his Instagram stuff, you can actually find where he bought it, and it's just like $10, I think, or something. It's not for painting. That's just what he found, and he takes a wet paper towel and sticks it at the top, and then he puts. A lot of times he only uses 3 colors. He'll just use a ultramarine and a burnt sienna and some kind of yellow. I don't remember which yellow. He just uses those 3, but the wet paper towel will keep everything wet, and then he just mixes right on there. Super simple and not expensive, right? And he spent a really long time just painting with those 3 colors and then being able to mix everything. So if you know how to do that, it's actually cheap, right? Because paint, you're just buying 3 tubes, though you're probably buying a white as well. Probably need a white. But a gouache tube you can get for, $6, maybe $7, depends on the type. And then another really great thing I have found, sorry we're going into painting talk rather than anything else, but is a lot of people, they recommend, I don't know if I have it, I might have left it at home. Yeah, I left it at home. You can paint on, let me get this. You can buy these watercolor blocks, right? Or watercolor paper. This is convenient. This gets a little bit more expensive than just buying a big sheet, but whatever. This is 140 pound, 300 gram paper. But what I found is that'll get expensive, like real quick, because these only have 20 pages in it. Yeah, 20 sheets, and sometimes I'll split them in half if I'm just doing studies, like this. I'm still working with, still in the middle, but I'll just divide it in half, so I can kind of get two out of one. But anyways, it still gets expensive. I mean, because these things can cost like $30 a thing sometimes. But what I have found is even some drawing paper still works okay. So the Strathmore 400. So Strathmore 400. It is a drawing paper, and normally they don't recommend it, but it's not bad. And I've been painting on it. If you look at my Instagram, a lot of the paintings where I was just painting like a little object, just one object inside, it's all on that paper. It's all on drawing paper. And so that's not bad. So that's a cheaper option. You can get that at any art store or like a Michael's or anything. They have those. And so you can get a number of different sizes. Certainly it's cheaper than this, the blocks. But what I also found, if you go on like Dick Blick or probably any art website, you can get a huge roll of it. So like a 4x8 roll, and it's $20. Then you could cut it up. This is what I found, because a lot of the artists I was looking at, they were saying they were using Strathmore 400, but they were really odd shapes, like not the stuff you can buy. And then the way it was bound was really weird, not the normal wire bound that all their pads come in. And what I found was I think they're buying the big rolls. They cut it, and then they take it to like Staples or Office Depot, and they will bind it for you for not much. I don't think it's expensive at all. And so they're creating their own pads for super cheap. I mean, that's only you can probably get a ton of sketchbooks like that for really probably like a total of like $30. What it might cost you for one large Strathmore 50 to 100 pages, you're getting a whole bunch of different sketchbooks, and it's not that much. And as long as it's for like just practicing, you wouldn't want to do a real painting on it because it's still not the best. But if the point is just to get a whole bunch out and just practice, which is what I'm doing, no sense in buying the expensive paper. So anyways, sorry, I wasn't reading. You like Canson watercolor. So it's like a mixed media paper. That probably is like the Strathmore 400. So I think that's probably the same. Yeah. So anyways, I'm about to buy one of those rolls. So I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna cut it up and have it bound. So I'll let you know if that works, because it's much cheaper than these. Though I have a bunch of these stored. I bought them a long time ago, and they've just been sitting there, slowly using them. But I feel bad doing little crappy practice paintings on them. You're buying the massive sketchbooks. Yep, I've got some of those too.
Dude, I used to like just drawing on newsprint.
Yeah?
And like working that. And markers work cool on that too.
Oh,
Except
yeah?
it sucks them up even more than
Oh,
white,
okay.
like copier paper.
Yeah.
What's really fun is using the markers on Canson paper.
Why?
Because it gives you like a cool. If you start off with like a piece of like gray or brown or whatever else, it's almost like your value's already there, and you know what I mean. You're adding to it. You don't start from the stark white.
Yes.
You can do some really fun, cool stuff with it. They used to do that. Like I said, when I was at Ford, some of the guys used to draw their trucks and stuff on like blue-gray paper and things like that, because that becomes the car, and everything else is a highlight or a shadow, and it just pops everything. It's awesome.
Yeah. So the Strathmore 400 comes in two different tones. I have a gray. I think it's more of a. I think it feels a little bit cool to me. I'd have to look at it, but and then they have a tan, and I have the gray just because I bought it a long time ago, and I found it. I have a stack of. I don't know if I'm that different, but I have piles and piles of.
Oh, you're different.
I'm different. Maybe not in this way, just different. Piles of art supplies that I don't ever use or have never used. So I'm trying to use them. So I know that Strathmore was when Todd. Do you remember when I did that art class when it was me and all old ladies?
I do remember that.
I had a picture, and it's me. So what would I have been? I would have been mid 30s. And like 5 ladies who were like 65. So it was so awkward. Anyways, I bought that for that class. That's 8 years ago. So it's literally just been sitting, not used. I think I did like 2 drawings in it, and then it's just been sitting. So I decided I wanted the tan, but I was like, you know what? I gotta use this. So I'm working my way through that so I don't buy other stuff. But anyways, I did use up, for the first time ever, I used up one of these blocks. So I think I probably had like 7 of these blocks that I hadn't used. But I did finish one. That's my goal right now. It's just to finish going through supplies and using it all up. Yeah, I'll find Sydney. I'll find the picture. It was awkward. They were like, "Oh, it was it was like a workshop." The lady lives in. She's a great painter. pronounce her name. Deborah Paris. Deborah something. She's from Paris, Texas, so her last name's not Paris. So I traveled there and was there for like 2 or 3 days. And then we took a picture. She's like, oh, let's get a picture. And I'm like, oh man, this is awkward. They were all really nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Super nice.
We forced you to finish one in visual story. Good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I want to do some more of the marker stuff. My kids have been doing a lot of it, and I watch them, and I'm like, oh, you could do that, and it's like, I kind of want to play with those again.
What program am I using? I am using Toon Boom Harmony right now, or Harmony.
All right, Sean, can I show you this?
Yeah.
I want to show you what I did here. See if you like this.
All right. Hold on, let me. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. So we're gonna have them being like, yay, right?
Yeah.
And Boxers is gonna reach over, kind of his arm. He kind of slides in a little bit, reaches over, grabs Briefs, and like squeezes them, and then they kind of relax. Then he puts his hand out and kind of does like a wipe, like behold.
Yeah.
And that's gonna kind of span across the front. He's like, yay. And then they're gonna sit for a second, all happy with themselves because they've finally found the store. Briefs opens his eyes, looks down, gets a little bit puzzled, and then he's gonna go like, ding, ding, ding.
Uh-huh.
And then it's gonna, Boxers will open his eyes, and then I'm gonna go back to the animac that I've already got, where the camera just goes like down to the bottom, and you see the sign, and then they're gonna kind of be dumbstruck, like what do we do? Like how do we choose? And then it'll go into the montage stuff that I showed you.
Okay.
Does that seem all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good.
It's gonna be really rough.
Do we do it any other way?
Nope.
we can't turn away an escape pod regular. You just get to take whatever class you want, Annie. If you want to come and sit and do some work, I'm probably not gonna say no.
No. Yeah.
I think at this point, Todd and I just want people who will do stuff.
Anything.
Anything.
So if I give you that stuff that I showed you before, those little files, those scenes in Maya,
Yes.
like, how long do you think it would take to throw an animation together? Obviously, it's gonna take some time, obviously, because you're gonna be gone and everything else. And I'm just curious, like,
Do you think how do you feel about August 23rd being like a big release since it's the first day of school?
yeah,
That's kind of what I was thinking.
okay,
And like scheduling that Jeff Harvey interview for like week 1 or 2
yeah,
of the semester.
yep.
That's so bad. I love trying to just randomly eyeball overlap and it just looks horrible. Oh gosh.
It looks good though. I like the bird.
It will. This is really ugly animation. I just gotta get the tail to. Oh, it's awful.
You know what I'm curious about, and I don't know how we would even do this, but we talked about like the outlines and stuff, and like once we pop it onto the actual backgrounds and take a look at everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder what it looks like in there. Again, I'm kind of curious just to play, but if the lines are only showing up when they're internal to the bird, but when they're external, they clip. You know what I mean? Like shape wise.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you gonna tweak out the tail stuff like you were talking about? Make them different, like the shape? Or are you just gonna leave it as is?
For this one, I might just leave it. The other ones I'm making straight.
Okay.
But if I can't get like this little thing to look good,
You're just
Yeah.
trying to get it to like jostle, right? Like to
this right here,
yeah.
I'm just trying to get overlap because I have the body moving slightly up and down.
Yeah. And he's gonna use the tail like a broom at some point.
Yeah. That was sure, let's do that. I feel like that's a good note that you would get from a studio executive after you've finished the animation.
To what? Make it like a broom?
Hey, what if you had him just like sweep with his tail?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought this was final. Yeah. I mean, you're done. Now just add in the broom.
Yeah, it's
Just
final.
have him sweep, and you're done. That's easy, right? Annie, I will. I meant to do it this week. I just this week was at the beginning of this week. This week was just crazy. So hopefully I have a plan to do that starting on Monday. So I'll do those. So we did we didn't have to do the marker studies. It was really just a black and white study in gouache because it's a painting class. But I wanted to try it in the marker again because this is a little bit of a different thinking process because it's the marker. And as long as you, or at least this is what I found. I'm not a marker pro. I've never really done it until this. But what I found is using the marker is a whole lot like watercolor, where it's transparent and then you can build on top. So I start with the really light and then kind of see, and then I start adding in the values and then adding in a little bit darker and then start to arrange those and then just taking the next one up, darkening in what I wanted to be darker, and then I keep on adding to that. So I found that approach to make sense for me. And then once I figured that out, because in gouache, what I have a little bit of a hard time doing is I find gouache a little bit difficult right now just because it dries a different color. So when you're mixing it and then you first put it on, it's one color and then it always dries darker. So that's a little bit hard for me. And then the other thing is I find, at least where my skill level is right now, it's hard to rework something just because it is a water-based medium. And so then once you put something on and then if it dries and you want to start working on top of it, you can only do it so much. Otherwise you reactivate the stuff that's underneath. So for those reasons, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this marker stuff. Sorry, not marker over paint. I did the marker was one thing, and then I used that. Oh, okay, sorry. All right, I get it. And then, so it just helped me work out just the value organization easier than trying to figure it out on the painting, so that I was like, if I laid in the wrong value, then to try to rework it if I needed it to be lighter or darker, for me, again, where my skill level is, it was just getting a little bit hard because I would maybe be reworking and not quite getting it right. So that's faster for me, at least right now. So I would do that and then use that as a basis to go off of. So I'll show those because I did the marker study and then I did a gouache painting after that. So I'll have both of those. I didn't do, so like on my first one, I think I did five marker studies, but I only did 3 paintings. So I picked the ones I wanted out of those. Yeah, I think I just did 5. And then it was really annoying because I took the painting, the black and white painting, I just took a picture with my phone, and the iPhone took my values and it didn't compress, it actually pushed them. Took my whites and made them whiter, took my darks and made them darker. Just upped the contrast, I guess, overall. So while my painting, I felt like, had values that were a little bit more subtle, when I took a picture, it pushed them out. I turned that in, and then the only thing he talked about on my painting was, he's like, yeah, he's like, if you have something that's light, you don't have to just use white. Basically, he thought I had used 3 values, a white, a black, and a 50% gray. And he's like, just because it's dark doesn't mean it needs to be black. But I didn't want to jump on there and be like, I didn't. It was my phone. So I just took it, accepted it. Anyways, I'll post all that junk at some point. I don't edit my photos. I don't have time, Annie. Good grief. I'm lucky that I can get my painting done, and then the other problem I have is I've got to take my picture like when the sun is still out. Otherwise, it gets, you know, the colors get funky in my house at night. I don't have like a nice like white good light to take a picture. So no, I don't edit. I don't take the time to do any of that. What you see on my Instagram is the true. I don't put a filter on it. I don't edit that photo. It is what it is. I don't have time to do that. Todd, Annie's been getting big on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's got Annie, you've got like warrior painters. They follow you and like your stuff, and I mean
That's nice.
Warrior Painters is run by a DreamWorks like art director. You're not big. I don't know. You're getting there. It's only a matter of time.
So you're as big as we are.
Yeah, Warrior Painters is run by what's her name? Angela. What is it? Angela Sung? Oh, look at me. I got a new follower. I don't know who. I don't know what her I can't remember her name. Angela Sung. There you go. Mango the Mango. Yep, you got it. I'm almost positive she runs Warrior Painters, and she's a DreamWorks, or at least was. I don't know what she's doing now. She probably still is. DreamWorks art director on their movies. She's awesome. Like crazy, crazy good. Todd, guess who's coming to Dallas?
Who's coming to Dallas?
Mick Wingert.
No.
There's
When?
some convention. I thought he said as nothing I've ever heard. The name of it sounded so dumb. WeenCon?
Is it all about him?
I don't
Mick
know.
WeegerCon?
WEEN. WeenCon. Hold on. Coming to the Dallas area in August. Come see me in person at WeenCon. What is WeenCon?
Well then.
All right, Annie, you're saying weeb, but he says ween. WEEN. Did he just misspell it? What is it? I don't know what it. Yes, definitely weeb. with a B. He just misspelled it. Oh, it's an anime convention, Todd.
Oh yeah.
Right up our alley. Yes.
So we're going, right?
We better. We've got to. Can we do a live stream there? Just like...
Oh, that would not be a good idea.
That would not be a good idea.
That would be an awesome idea,
though. With no filter from us, just our real thoughts. That would be really good, but it would also be our last show. I don't know. It might be our most popular show.
Dude, you'd go out with a bang because it would be epic.
Oh, man. It would not be good.
Can we do a man on the street segment?
Yes. It could be like a Triumph, the insult comic dog. Oh, man. WeebCon. Where do they get the Weeb? W-E-E-B. What does that stand for? WeebCon. Created by weebs for weebs. What does that mean? Annie says she's not explaining weeb. Is it something that we should know?
I don't ask any questions.
It's probably something gross.
I'm good.
I don't know.
Once again, the age shows.
Yeah. Oh, Donna. That's funny. Am I gonna get in trouble for saying this? I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this.
Is YouTube gonna shut you down?
No. I won't. It's nothing. Cindy said, I said, is it something like, does weeb mean something gross? And she said, gross as in stinky. People go and hand out deodorant to those cons. Weeb is a derisive term, Todd.
Oh.
Though that's weird that it's a term that is derisive, but they use it as for a non-Japanese person who is so obsessed with Japanese culture that they wish they were actually Japanese. Or at least that's what dictionary.com says.
Well, dictionary.com says it.
Okay, so yes. These are funny. Urban Dictionary.
Oh boy.
Weeby, yeah, weeby. A weeby, that's what it is, not weeb. Weeby. It's too funny.
Oh, Sean.
A weeaboo. They're also called a weeaboo.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Basically, it's somebody who's not Japanese who's really into it. So definitely you, Todd.
Definitely me.
Stop doing this on stream. It's too funny.
If we can't make fools of ourselves on a live stream, where can we do it?
She said, I can't handle my prof saying weeaboo. Oh, I'm so glad I learned that now.
Well, I'm just glad Mick's coming to town because we're going to have to go to that conference and just show up and ask for an autograph and see what he does.
If we just showed up, like
That's what I
didn't
mean.
tell him.
I don't think we should. He's probably watching because I know he watches religiously. But if we just showed up and we're like, I'd like to get an autograph, please.
Will you? I'm gonna. Todd needs to go to the convention, and he has to dress up as. I hope I'm gonna say it correct. Sailor Moon. Is that
Oh,
one? Do you know who that is, Todd?
I do know who that is.
Let's vote on whether or not Todd should dress as that at that convention.
Let's not.
You make a mean wig.
I was gonna say, I
And-
remember Halloween, whatever year that was, man. We killed it.
Some
Totally
lady.
killed it.
You do well as a lady.
Dude, it took forever to make those wigs. I remember sitting there, like just wrapping yarn, and I was like, "What in the world are we doing? Why?" But it paid off in the end. Not really, but it did.
These people are too. They haven't been around long enough. Like this, that was too long ago.
No.
You didn't see Halloween. Todd was Anna, and I was
Elsa.
Elsa.
And Eric was Olaf.
Eric was Olaf. I forgot. But Todd's costume was
Much.
legit. Like, it wasn't like. It was good.
Oh, I went all in on that. Like that was, well, I can't. Well, whatever. That was when I cared.
It was good
about,
stuff.
about some things, and I went all out for that. Actually, no, you know what? That was, I don't know what year that was, but yeah, that was fun. That was one of the first big Halloween parties we did once we got into the building.
Yeah. There are pictures, Annie. Todd made me a Elsa wig. It was big. It was heavy.
That was heavy.
Really heavy. I looked a little bit sketchy just because my dress wasn't as nice, and it was really just kind of like a weird like pull up thing, and then I had this really big huge wig, but then I also had a beard. So
It's pretty hilarious. It was hot. I remember that. I was really hot. And then I walked into my class. They were all just looking at me like, what in the world is happening right now?
the best was other professors talking with Todd and not acknowledging his costume. Just like a regular conversation, like, "Oh, hello, Todd. Blah blah blah. Let me talk about the day and classes and stuff."
That picture made it all the way up to the then provost. Good days. Those were good times. Someday we're going to do it up again. When there's more time. Oh, this works pretty good, Sean.
Hold on, I got.
I don't know if it's gonna play real time. It's probably gonna lag really hard, but
All right, go ahead. No, it looks like it's playing real time.
I haven't timed out the back half. But
That looks good.
whee! Who needs Storyboard Pro?
Certainly
Actually,
not us.
I'd like to use Storyboard Pro, but it's just one more thing.
It's just another thing that you end up having to learn and try to figure out when you can already do it here.
So doing it here.
Oh, Todd, I just got bad news.
What?
Wayfarer is no.
Well, I'm not surprised.
That is a bummer.
Does not surprise me at all. Well, you know what that means.
Means I'm about to spend some money on myself.
Hey, what about me?
Oh, you too.
What? It's ridiculous. Well, at least you found out well enough in advance to make other plans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Check this out, Sean.
Ready? Nice.
So all right?
Yep.
Timing feel okay?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay. Good, because I wasn't going to take any other answer than that. Because your opinion does not matter.
Oh, cool.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, time is flying. We've been on for an hour and a half already.
Wow.
Oh, I forgot. Who was it? I think, who said it before? Annie said something about my Jack Skellington.
Sydney, I think.
Sydney did. Okay. Yeah, I had, way back when, Sean knows this, I had Lock, Shock, Barrel, Jack, and the Mayor in my office. Huge sculpts of them that were too big. So eventually I sold them. I also used to have 6-scale Batmobiles in my office, but I sold both of those too. Because my office is kept getting smaller. Now I have much more refined tastes. All right. We'll have to see if Mick wants to hang out, though.
Yeah, WeebyCon. I'm getting a shirt made that has that on there.
Oh, dude. I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe we should start DweebyCon.
What does that mean?
Means we're just a bunch of dweebs.
I feel like we need something clever, more clever than that.
How about,
Somebody who's really into something that maybe they shouldn't be. Come up with a weird term.
pretty soon we're going to have Escape Con. That sounds like Escaped Con, though. I mean, that's not...
No, that's good.
we
We
might
get some
the wrong
interesting
title for that.
clientele.
That would be good.
Oh man, I'm having a hard time focusing now, Todd.
Oh, you losing it?
No, I'm frustrated because I got an email that about that furniture stuff.
Hey, first of many, my friend.
Like the logic is so dumb.
That doesn't matter. Yeah, I know. Oh well, what are you gonna do?
Sydney seems upset at you for selling those.
Would have rented a separate office just for those. Oh man. So when I was at DNA, there was a guy. He was the editor there. And I'm blanking on his name right now. But he had all of them. So he had, because they were all. I mean, I would say what Jack is probably almost 2.5 feet tall, and then I think the mayor was taller than that by the time you had his hat on and stuff, and the other guys. But this one dude had all of them in his office, like on a cool display and everything. Like I don't know how much he spent for those, but he had zero. He had all the same ones I did, plus he had some other ones that were exclusives. But
I told you, Todd, about the guy who worked on the movie that I used to sit next to.
yeah, and he had the replacement heads.
Yeah. So, Sydney, I worked next to a guy at Rhythm who was one of the animators on that movie. And he was like a collector of stuff, just in general. He just would like collect stuff. And they used to have like the 55-gallon trash cans around where they made all the stuff, and they would just throw away stuff all the time, and he would go through the trash and pick it up. But he said they would have those trash cans, 55-gallon trash cans, full of the Jack heads that they had used, and I don't know, there was something wrong with them. Anyways, they were just throwing them away, and they just have hundreds of them. So he'd go through with like a box and just like scoop a whole box of them out. So he had a storage shed that he stored all of his stuff that he would take from there. I mean, they were throwing it away anyway, so he would just pick it up. And when he came to work at Rhythm, he was getting rid of a lot of stuff. He was trying to clean it out. So he had a peach from James and the Giant Peach, like one of those big ones, and he gave it away. And I have it down there somewhere. He gave me a bunch of like the background plates that they would use from James and the Giant Peach, and then he gave me I don't know if I have it. This thing. Hold on, I gotta pull up my. Where's my camera? There we go. So this is one of the faces from the cricket. So it's got the number and it's got a magnet where they would, click it on. So he just gave this to me. He was sitting by me. He's a super nice guy. Mike Belzer is his name. But what he also had, I don't remember the names. Todd, what's the name of the big bad guy who like could open? Didn't he have he was like a sack and he would open it up and all the junk?
Sackman?
Is that his name? Sackman? That's not his name.
Yeah, it was not Oogie Boogie.
That okay. It's that Sackman. He had Sackman, but he had the full rigged puppet which I think he had figured out later was worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And he had just like when the show was over, it was just like sitting down there. I don't know if it was necessarily in the trash, but he was like, "Oh, I'll take this," and he left. But he had just piles of that stuff where he had just gone and grabbed it and took it home because nobody really cared. But he had most of the puppets.
Yeah, I've got one of the original Neutron sculpts that they did for the film of Jimmy before he changed to Ton. That guy named Paul Clarehout did.
Yeah.
And it was all in the big garage sale that they had, or not garage sale, but they were getting rid of their storage unit, like all the cool stuff from like way back when. Dude, I saw a thing yesterday. That show debuted on TV 19 years ago.
Really?
I remember seeing the first episode because I saw it when I was in San Antonio at SIGGRAPH, and that was right before I met with them.
That's funny.
It's scary is what it is. Wait a second. What changed? What the heck is this? Oh, crap.
Yeah, that guy Mike Belzer used to. They do. I forget what day it is, but at least he used to. He doesn't live in LA anymore. He moved up to. I think he lives in Seattle or something like that. They would show that movie. They would show Nightmare Before Christmas once a year. At I forget what the date was. Doesn't matter, but at the El Capitan, which is the theater. Where is that, Todd? Isn't it? It's downtown. Downtown LA. And what was cool is when they would show it, they would show the movie there. Mike would always come in and he would animate while the movie was going. And so they would have a camera on him and he would animate, the characters doing something. And I believe they would have like a screen where you could kind of watch what he was doing and you could watch the movie. So he would animate there and then he would do a little talk.
What did I do? right. I think this will work. Oh man. Okay. Oh man, this whole montage thing, Sean's gonna take me a while. It's gonna be done really simply. But I wanna spell it out well enough because I think we're gonna have to do a lot of one-offs in there. So I want to try to spell it out well enough that we've got something to go off of, even though you're gonna have to help me tweak poses and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
You done?
I think I'm done for now.
All right.
I can only do like one sequence at a time. Otherwise, it just becomes like mind numbing.
Yep. All right. I think that's going to be it. Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Mainly Annie and Sydney. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to be out of town next week, so we probably won't stream after that, or stream next week. But after that, I'll be back in town, and then school starts up. So then
Yep.
we'll be going, and then once school gets going again, then we'll probably get more organized here.
Well, we'll have a lot of guests, and hopefully we got some other cool stuff that we can put out there, and get the Gumroad store set up and stuff with some really cool, really inexpensive animation trinket tidbits that could be awesome.
Yeah, Todd's created some cool things already, so that'll be rolling out at some point. So, anyways, thanks for stopping by. Good to chat with you, and we'll see you soon. All right.
Thank you.
So long.